It's Madden NFL 23, and we'll see Brandon Cooks. He's putting together one of the better seasons in league history. It's the Texans and the Commanders, and it's coming up next on Madden Football.
On a wonderful fall afternoon in the state of Texas, the roof is open, and we've got football from NRG Stadium in Houston. Today we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on tap between the Washington Commanders and the Houston Texans. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand here. CD, you look at the Texans in this matchup. Their offense is a unit that's not afraid to take chances out there, but not always for the better. What do you see them trying to do here?
I think they'll continue to take those chances, Brandon, but to me, they have to do it in a measured way. And what I mean by that, they can't just come into a game and throw caution to the wind and just say we're going to run a bunch of gadget plays, a lot of reverses, end arounds, all of those things. They've got to identify the spots where they want those plays to pay off, which means you have to set them up, and then when they present themselves, take full advantage.
And we are underway from NRG Stadium in Houston. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Here are the Commanders for their first drive of the game. They'll be brought out by a player who was undrafted back in 2015 out of Old Dominion. Last season, his first as a starter, it's Taylor Heineke.
And he ought to have a lot of pep in his step after last week's performance because he did exactly as you want him to play if you're a coach. 3 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions, which usually means you're making a lot of right decisions out there.
And got him to win. Now a first carry here for Robinson. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Heineke now. And right away he lost the football. And this one will kick out of bounds, so they'll hold on to it inside the 10-yard line. So danger averted for the moment, but now here's a 3rd and long. Heineke to throw it. And that is incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
Here's Smith to return it. And they try to razzle-dazzle, but the ball's out. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line.
I don't know why, but it's always agonizing to me to see a guy make a mistake in this phase of the game because it's all on him. All eyes there. He's got a chance to make a punt return, and instead he
looking for Thomas, but that's intercepted. Jalen Petrie picks it off. And they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD. Well, a pick 6 on the first play of the drive, and Charles, we have our first points of the game, making it 6-0.
And while it's only 6 points in the first quarter, it certainly takes a lot of pressure off of them, doesn't it? They're in the lead, they have control. Now they just want to settle in and play their game and defend that advantage.
Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. And the Texans take a 7-0 lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Well, look at Washington as they come onto the field. And they are back to 500 on the year, got the win last weekend, and it's one that kept their playoff hopes alive.
And if you do have those hopes, 500 is not where you want to be at this point of the year. Now, we know they've battled through some rough patches this season, so now comes down to how they're going to finish. Not out of it, can't afford any more missteps, though.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Looking to throw. Heineke. He completes this one to Terry McLaurin. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain there of 21 yards. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 48-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They moved it a combined 33 yards. On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Washington with the football here to begin quarter number 2. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Heineke. Caught out left side by Robinson. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Backed up here. Tough spot. Needing 11 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, Heineke. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. So on trots the field goal unit, and wow, this is going to be a challenge here. And this will be spotted on the other side of the field. It's a 61-yard attempt. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and this will stay at a 7-point game.
Wow, partner, it's almost a little jarring to see a holder set up on the other side of midfield. I haven't brought out my binoculars to make sure on that one. That is showing an awful lot of confidence in the kicker to try and hit from 61 yards, and this one winds up no good.
It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. On 1st and 10, Mills. To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Once more, it's Pierce. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Damian Pierce, his 7th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Texans have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. A strong run there, boy, when he gets it, especially around the goal line like a bull in a china shop.
And none of us ever want to confront that ball in any china shop, do we? Any more than we want to confront him. Got behind his pads, ran with
And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. The time again to see Terry McLaurin in the Washington offense. And CD, assuming he stays healthy, assuming the health, should get to that 1,000-yard mark pretty easily.
And the best part of what he's done so far is allows him and the team to relax their pursuit a little bit. Meaning, if they just have normal games, they'll get to the 1,000-yard mark. They don't have to force anything. But one of the reasons he's having the year he's having is what I call route-running arrogance. They think there's no one that can cover them. No matter how many people are put in his direction, it just doesn't matter. He's going to find a way to beat them. And so far this year, he's done exactly that.
He sure has. On 3rd down, Robinson. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the 1st down marker. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down. Tressway on 4th down is sent out to punt. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. Might have needed just one more block as it stands. 37-yard return. And control of the football, switching hands with very little time remaining until the half.
It's showtime, baby. Let's get some.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. 1st and 10, it's Pierce. Running right through it. And he'll get this just inside the 30-yard line. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. All right, Charles, we've spoken about this offense plenty, how great they've been all year. 9-0 now, into the back half of the season. Super Bowl favorites without a doubt. I think everyone agrees on that. What do you think is the thing that most stands between them and a perfect season?
I think it's themselves. I think it's their team, how they approach things, how they conduct themselves during the week, practicing, getting ready, and then going out and playing. Can't take your foot off the gas pedal at this stage. Doesn't matter if it's a weak team you're playing or not. Look, when I talk with one of the best golfers of all time, he told me he never played against the field. He just played against himself and his own standard.
So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, this will be a 41-yarder. The kick by Fairbairn is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we reach halftime, and what's been halftime over, no problem with us. We skip right to the 3rd quarter and continue this midseason contest. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. From the 6. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. So here are the Texans to take over. They are working on that very impressive 9-game win streak, looking to get it to 10 as they've got the lead here, 1st and 10. A run by Pierce begins the second half. And they're able to get this one across the 35. And they're going to speed things up here. First down, they go right back to Pierce. They find some open field here. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Throwing, Mills. And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd.
He certainly did his best to find something on that run, but there just wasn't enough time to make it happen. Nice effort there, avoiding the sack and getting back to the line of scrimmage. That one certainly could have ended up worse.
Oh, he's got a little daylight. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. From Commanders territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete. On 2nd down, here's Pierce. And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone. Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. They're going to hurry back to the line now. On 3rd down, here's Mills. Cooks on the quick slant. Touchdown! Brandon Cooks. His 19th touchdown now in the season. And the Texans take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. What a great drive that was. A long drive, sustained, well executed.
I love what we're seeing out of him here in year 2, right? This young quarterback continues to evolve and grow. He's really the adage right now that John Wooden, the famous basketball coach, used to say. Be quick, but don't hurry. You can see that everything is happening for him, but he's not taking it at a pace that he can't sustain.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. First possession of the second half now for Washington. And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
On the move to his left. And that would not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this third quarter of play. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we play 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Heineke. This one complete to Curtis Samuel. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he finds McLaurin. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Commanders football as we get back to it. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Heineke again. Over the middle, complete. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And the Texans scoop it. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line.
Well, partner, I think it's safe to say they can mark this down as extremely frustrating. Here we are in the fourth quarter, and that last play, that turnover, I think it epitomizes what happened to them all day on offense.
So symbolic, and that's why they're still being shut out. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. That one looks like he'll throw here. Oh, and that'll be incomplete. He took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Going for it with Pierce. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop it behind the line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Here's Cameron Johnston now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the fourth quarter. Calls for the fair catch, makes the fair catch just inside the 15-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Commanders will take over, but backed up deep in their own territory. Heineke now looking to throw on 1st down. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's Heineke. On the throw, let him too much that time. It's incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. To throw is Heineke. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side, and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And out of bounds. This will depend on where they spot it, and they'll say at the 45. But Houston's offense taking over again, and they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off here in quarter number 4 to about the 48-yard line. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. From just shy of midfield, Mills. And that'll be incomplete. The fourth quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
This is caught. It's Cooks. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. Off the play fake, Mills steps away. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6. And now we're going to get a timeout. Somewhat pointlessly called with 3 seconds to go in a game that's already been decided. Now one final throw here is incomplete, and that is how this one will come to an end. So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
But the absolute pinch is shut out, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field. So you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.
So for Houston, they keep on rolling 10-0 now to start the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Miami Dolphins. Meanwhile, for Washington, it's starting to look like it won't be their year as they drop to 5-6. And they'll be at home for one next week as the Atlanta Falcons come to town.